Hey friends, I'm going to do a something that I'm going to talk about my son, and he's not in a very good place at the moment in Melbourne, Australia, and I know that he's going to be very upset with me for doing this, but I don't know any other way of getting my son help, and I haven't got a script. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say, but I'm going to share with you what is going on with my son and why I want to get help for my son. And if anyone can help me that has done a GoFundMe before, I want to raise some money to get my son the help he needs. So let me tell you, and rest assured, my son being Libra, he will not like this. But I just don't know what to do. See why in a minute when I share his messages. My son, since he left school, he never asked one penny from me, ever. He is independent Libran. He's always been independent from me. I've always let him be. About 3 years ago, I've always allowed him it, and he's never asked for a penny. And I said, but about 60,000, and then the next money. I had a landlord. At this time, I had a bit of money to help him. But see, he has a studio. Why was he avoiding landlord? People and a and managed to get 9 months. My son's studio. We're already stalking the residents because my son number and he is in my son's numbers. And then he did a runner. And he left my son with 14 of that. So I sent him 1,000, and then the next day he called me again. I'll show you the messages. Asking for more money because he had to pay for the registration on his car and groceries. He's got nothing in the fridge. So I said, sure. I sent $1,000. Then a couple of days went past, and I said to him, how are you going? How are you going with money? Can I send you some more? And he said, sure, Dad, I would really need it. Because knowing that he was betrayed by a friend, a tattoo artist, renting his room. And by the way, my son has to go to court because in the meantime, one day my son returns to the warehouse after this guy had left, and he found his whole studio all upside down. Everything was searched, and they found the guy who did a runner. They found his drugs, and then they involved my son, and my son has to go to court because of the connection. So not only did he put my son into financial problems, he put my son into legal problems and spiraled him into depression. Anyway, so I sent 3,000, then I sent another 1,000. Then there was another reason he needed this money. I sent him 5,000, and then I sent him 6,000. And this is what happens after I sent him 6,000. Guys, you got to understand, he's not spending this money willy-nilly. This is because he was betrayed. Now, we're going to get to this song, If I Die, okay? Because this is why I feel I have to share this, even though my son's going to be very, very upset at me. So after, if I scroll up, you will see where I've sent him $6,500 all up. All right. This is Wednesday, this Wednesday, 5 days ago. Can you send me paper again by any chance? I can't get any work till Ben gets back. Has a couple of days, but it fell through because of the weather. So he had a couple of days of work, but it fell through. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm not coping, man. I don't know what to do. I've applied for personal loans and credit cards. All I can get is 2,000. What the fuck am I supposed to do with 2,000? Anyway, I said to him, I can't send anything. I don't have it. It was rather cruel of me doing that, but I was thinking, man, I've got to pay my rent, man. At the first of every month, I've got to pay my rent, and I'm getting close to rent time here, right? So I didn't realize what he was saying. I'm not coping until I read here what he said to me today. He answered, all good, like my Libran son, who never asked anything of me ever, 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 ever. He turns around and he says, all good. Dad, I love you, but I don't know how much longer I can do this shit. I'm tired. I'm tired of being in the flesh. It makes me sick. All this money bullshit, it's not for me. I want to be at peace. I'm not at peace. Once I accomplish the things I need to accomplish here, I want to leave. I'm sorry if that upsets you, but I'm suffering here. And that was at night. And then the next morning he says, sorry, I woke up and had a meltdown today. My mental health hasn't been the best since. I started fasting to clean myself out and clear my head. So here you see, I'm telling him, call me, which he hasn't. And I sent him $500 because I know that he needs a lot of help. All right, so I'm waiting for him to give me a call, guys. Now, when my son talks like this, 3 years ago, he wrote a song for his best friend, an American friend. Yeah, 3 years ago, okay. He had an American friend from the US, hang around the studio. He was a rapper like my son. And he was depressed. I forget his name, but he was always depressed. But my son loved him. He just loved him. Anyway, one day he commits suicide. And my son has never been the same again, ever. He changed. For a whole year, he spiraled. For a whole year, he missed out on living due to depression because his friend committed suicide. This is a song he wrote for him, right? I just want to show. I want to start at the end. All right, you'll see a lot of pictures. So we're over here now. I want to start at the beginning to hear the song. This is for my son, and it's called "If I Die," and this is his friend who died.
I remember down when you were around. I remember thugging fucking around.
That's him.
Only you could see I shit is now. Yeah, I know if you see me, you be proud.
That's him.
I wish you didn't die now. The weak we don't get high now. And you can sip this wine now. And you can say your life turned out.
Anyway, you can. I won't play the whole song. I won't bore you guys, but it was all about the suicide that really affected him. So, when my son, there's the song. If you want to go to his channel, Decent Company, Uncle Nameless, If I Die, and you'll see pictures of him when he was a little child. I used to.
If I die with no money, it don't matter that I'm born.
He was always around music.
Say my name when I'm dead. Play my music when I go.
All right, so I just thought of this, guys. Like, Dad, I love you, but I don't know how much longer I can do this shit. I'm tired. I'm tired of being in the flesh. It makes me sick. All this money bullshit is not for me. I want to be at peace. I'm not at peace. Once I accomplish the things I need to accomplish here, I want to leave. I'm sorry if that upsets you, but I'm suffering here. Sorry, I woke up with a meltdown day today. My mental health hasn't been the best since. I just started fasting to clean myself out and clear my head. When I got this today, guys, was it today? Thursday. Oh my God. This was Thursday. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, you can imagine how I feel. Now, I told you that I've been for the last 6 weeks. Every week, on average, I've sent him $1,000 because I've had that. I ran that Easter campaign, and that's why I did that. Where I was selling my graphics for half price. That was to help my son. And now I'm running another campaign with my archives, $200 half price for all my videos on an archive. And you just go to my website. You pay $200 Australian dollars, which is 143 US dollars, and you can get all my archive. It used to be a USB mail system, and that was just terrible. So now it's very convenient, and it's a special price for a limited time. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing it to help my son, to send to my son, because I've got rent coming up, and I've got plenty of stuff to cover here, right? With Syncretism, and I mean, I've got my own expenses, right? So I don't think this promotion that I'm doing is going to raise enough funds. I mean, just the rent that my son is backed up on, and he's avoiding his landlord, is $15,000 from 9 months of his friend not paying his rent. The tattoo artist who rented a room in my son's studio and did a runner. And in the meantime, the cops were surveilling him because he was selling very nasty substances, And my son comes back to his studio one day, opens the door, and everything's ransacked. All of his studio equipment, everything, the whole house was destroyed. There were holes in the wall. And that's what my son is dealing with, guys. So, and that's why I'm running those specials. So I guess I'm asking, please, people, if you can. Well, first of all, is there anyone out there who has done a GoFundMe? I want to do a GoFundMe to help my son. And then secondly, keep in mind, guys, that I'm making my graphics again available at half price, and the USB stick, which you can get at my website, available to raise funds for my son. So I did this all. I was going to do this yesterday, and I procrastinated because I didn't know what am I going to do, because this is going against all what my son stands for, privacy. He would not want anyone to know at all what he's going through. But when he talks about wanting to leave, I've been there, guys. I was there 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you know how my channel was down? I didn't have my channel. I wanted to leave this place. I was lucky because in my darkest hours, my best friend died, Daniel, on Groundhog's Day, February 1st, 2025. And it turned me around from moping and moping and mourning around the house and wishing I was dead and out of here. It snapped me out of that and got me back into syncretism. That's why I'm doing shows again. Because when my best friend died, I realized, no, I don't want that. I don't want to leave here. And he died in a way that was inconceivable, just inconceivable. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close this off. I've gone. I know my son is going to be shocked, and he's going to be rebuking me, because I know what he's like, and I don't like asking for help either. I'm the same. But this is a father who loves his only begotten son very, very much. I broke the cycle of abuse from my father, emotional abuse, which was a tradition with Calabrian men, that their firstborn son should be treated like shit. My father never called me Santo once, unless he was introducing me to other family people. This is my son, Santo. But to me, he would call me stupid, idiot, ignorant, moron, retard. That's the only way he ever addressed me growing up, since I was a baby. I broke that with my son. Every day I told my son, I love you, you are beautiful. I played with my son, I built him cubby houses, I taught him how to speak 4 languages, I taught him how to play the guitar, percussion. Every day I engaged with my son. I broke that abusive pattern, right? And I know that my son loves me equally, but where he is now is not in a good place. He's not in a good place. So this is, for lack of a better word, a very concerned father, and I don't know how to help him. If I had the money, I'd send another 1,000. I'd send 10,000 and get rid of that debt, so he doesn't have to avoid his landlord. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. And if there's anyone out there, as I said, who has done a GoFundMe, reach out to me, please. Give me a WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is in every video description box of it, on YouTube. It's right there, WhatsApp. Or email. But you've got to know how to do it, right? Because I know how this is why I'm doing this, because I don't know how to do it. And neither does the technical whiz Arno. He has never ever done one. So we're looking at each other going, oh, I can do syncretism. I'm good at that shit. And he can do tech shit, but we don't know how to do a GoFundMe. So if there's anyone who's done one and knows how to set one up, please reach out. Thanks, guys.